I'm back here with Stephen again. Welcome back. And Stephen's leading our retreat in a week of guided prayer. And we wanted to say, what would this look like for you if you're thinking about coming? How does this fit into your daily life? And how does it work? So, just one thing from me, I'm the vicar of St. Mary's. You can do this via Zoom so that things are done virtually, or you can do it by coming into St. Mary's or other places in Luton, that's in England. You can fly to Luton, it's got a good airport, and you can come along and do it at face to face. So those two options are there. But still, the obvious questions are, what would a typical day look like? What are some of the practices? How much time commitment is needed? And we're just going to look at those three things. Let's rock through those three things, Stephen. Welcome back.
Thank you, Mike.
It's good to have you here. So walk us through what a typical day will look like for a participant.
Each day, the retreatant will meet with a prayer guide, myself or someone else in the team. The guides are, some of them are local, some of them are from outside. They're all trained and experienced in this. And the guide will give half an hour of their time to listen to them, talk about life, prayer, faith. At the end of the half hour, they will suggest something that the person takes away to pray also for half an hour. So the time commitment is an hour a day, not including your journey to see your prayer guide if you're coming in person. So that means that even if you have a very busy life, it is likely you would be able to fit this in if you want. If people want to do more than that, we won't stop you. That's okay. Yeah. But if you're busy, half an hour is enough.
Fantastic. And so what kind of prayer practices or reflections will participants be going through? What will they be doing?
One important part of the week is hopefully people will feel affirmed in their current ways of praying. They've got you to this point. Prayer is about our connection with God. So whatever helps us to be connected to the God who loves us is good prayer. We do also usually offer some other ways of praying for people to try to see if they can be added to their toolbox. So there's a way of praying called Divina or divine reading, an ancient monastic way of praying with a short passage of scripture involving an deep attentive listening. There's a way of praying using imagination, great way of entering into the Gospels and seeing how Jesus, how he looks at people, how he deals with them, getting to know him and enjoy him doing his job. We'll do a prayer that helps us with discernment, which is that noticing more what it is that God is saying to us in our lives and what the opposite is saying, what not God is saying. A way of praying we call the examine or review of the day. Just helps us to be attentive to God in our day-to-day lives.
Lovely. And final question is, do you have to be some kind of special person to come to your retreat, or do you have to do anything to get yourself into a frame of mind? Who does this work for?
Yes, so people who are going to be canonized saints are welcome to apply.
Excellent. None of us in this room then.
Yes. Yeah, this is open to anyone, whether you are sure about what you believe or you're really not sure. Maybe you were and now you're not. You're seeking, like open. The most important quality that we look for in the retreatant, the participant, is generosity. That you come along and you give it a go. That's what is the most important quality. Anyone is welcome.
Thank you for that very welcoming and opening preview. And if you're wondering, Stephen is in person, exactly what he's like on the call. Very welcoming and generous. And that is true of everyone who does the retreats. They've got that same sense of spirit of welcome. You don't need to worry about being judged when you come in. You can just come in, be yourself, and just see what does Jesus have to say to you. You can even do that as a divine experiment. You may or may not have a faith. You could come in without a faith and go, okay, Lord, if you're there, speak to me. That's part of how I go into faith. And you can give that a go. So I'd encourage you to dive into this guided prayer experience. So spots are limited. So reserve yours through the link that will be here or hereabouts in the video, or you can go to St. Mary's website and you can find out all about the retreat there. So invest in a week, an hour a day to go deeper with God and unlock your spiritual potential. So really appreciate your time, Stephen. And is there anything that you'd like to say to us? This
Thank
is
you
the
to
last.
St. Mary's for giving me my opportunity in 2023 to spend a week in Luton, which I have done every year for the last 15 years.
Fantastic. We look forward to seeing you face to face. Bless you. Take care.
Mike, cheers.